Hello. Hi everyone. Today's topic of discussion is motherhood and career. And we'll be having with us Harsha. She is this millennial mama and she's doing great. Just getting her in. Hi Radhika.
Hey,
Hi.
hi.
Hi Vidya.
Hello
Hi
Hey,
Harsha.
everyone.
Harsha.
Hi, good evening.
Lovely
Good
to have you.
evening.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this session. I'm so excited about today's session.
Same here. We
Same
both are
here.
also excited to have you with us. Like there's so much that we can learn from you actually.
No, I think it's all of us together, so thank you so much. I'm very excited. Looking forward to this.
Same here. So let's get started. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, First of all, you're doing amazing, Harsha. It's such a pleasure, watching you on Instagram and
Thank,
your little one.
thank you
It's
so much.
lovely, yeah, you are actually an inspiration. The way, you're putting it out is beautiful. It's really
Yeah.
inspiring, and I really think that, every woman who wants to continue with her career and also want to be a mother can really look up to you. You are a role model,
My God,
definitely.
thank you so
And
much.
lovely. It's lovely. This is just straight coming out of my heart. It's lovely, really watching you on Insta.
Really
So
means a
thank
lot,
you so
Nilufer.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I'll start off with my first question to you. Okay. Does motherhood affect career?
Right. So even before I jump onto that question, maybe a quick introduction to everyone who's joining us today. So I'm Harsha, and as you know, Nilufer was just mentioning, I am a new mom to a 15-month-old baby boy. And when it comes to my professional career, it's been 10 plus years that I've been working now. I finished my MBA from IIM, and then after that, it's just been a non-stop hustle for me. And motherhood, again, it was on and off. Me and my husband were discussing, how to go about it, because, we new age mothers, we really don't want our careers to get impacted. And, there's this societal assumption that once you become a mother, your career has come to an end and everything is going to take a back seat. And how will you've studied so much, and all of those thoughts starts, you are an ambitious woman, and how are you going to manage it all, and so many questions starts coming around. Of course, right now, now that I'm back to my career, I also took a long maternity leave, which of course we're going to be discussing more later. But my experience so far, I've learned so much. I feel that in just this 1 year after my pregnancy that I delivered, amount of learning that I've received about my career, perspective of life, and everything, it's been immense. And I think as a society, we are trying to, of course, support mothers and women. We talk about women empowerment. We talk about, even at corporates, we are talking about reducing the men is to women ratio. We are trying to hire more women, so of
Right.
course, there is an attempt to get more working women in the organization. But as an employer, what are we doing really to support those women who are going to be joining us? Are we thinking, or
Hmm.
are we assuming that all the women that we are hiring are not going to be mothers, or they're just going to be young, or they're not going to be
Hmm.
delivering or getting pregnant anytime soon? If that is an assumption, then are we even, for our next generation, what is the planning that we have in place? And if we know, it's normal that once as a mother, we also know that the age of becoming a new first time mothers has shifted. Earlier it was in their 20s, late 20s. Now even I'm in my early 30s. So mothers are taking time to become a first time mothers. And why all of this delay? This all of this delay is because we feel that if we become early young mothers, our career is going to take a back seat because there is no strong support from the corporate sector or from the employers. Of course, there are companies who are bringing in policies to support new moms, and but mm, I there was this. It's very interesting theory. I was reading this. There's this theory called the motherhood penalty, which means that once it's
Okay.
actually a penalty which new moms face. So ideally what happens is that because I've become a mom, there is an assumption, or perception that now I'm not going to be as professional or as ambitious as I was before my motherhood or pregnancy days. And so then there are
Right.
indirect decisions which is taken at team level, at organization level, that okay, this project needs someone who is available, even more, or
Hmm.
who
Dedicated.
can contribute more. Now because Harsha is a new mother, she may not be available as much as is needed. So all of this is dropping, connecting, and then is leading to a decline. There is an immediate decline towards the responsibilities that I'm receiving as a mother. And you know what is happening now, imagine as a new mom, I'm feeling that my colleagues do not trust me as much as they used to trust me before. My organization is not trusting in me anymore and my performance. So all
Yeah.
of these are all indirect behavioral pattern which, if you join them together, does impact on the career of a new mother. So, for a new
Yeah.
mother, as a society, as an organization, what are we doing? How are we providing them the kind of support, that is needed mentally, because we go through such a big change, especially for the first time moms. There are so many things that we encounter. We are still recovering. I also know that, yes, we do have a maternity leave, and, again, we can talk about that also later. But are those 6 months enough for a mother to just jump back to normal as if nothing happened? Now I'm just back to everything, just bring it on
Yeah.
types. So it does have an impact. And it has to start firstly from home, the support system that we're talking
Hmm.
about, your partner, how much your partner is really willing to jump in and take up the responsibilities. It's called parenting for a reason. So why are we only emphasizing so much on maternity leaves and not really increasing the paternity leaves, so that
Hmm.
even the
Right.
fathers, new fathers, can jump in and really help the new mother to get back to heal, physically. She's still recovering, and then think about how do I get back to my career and, to my professional life. So,
Yeah.
maybe companies, they can create programs for, new parents. I'm not even just limiting as new mother. When we talk about even new fathers, they struggle, to really manage
Yeah.
between the new responsibilities that they encounter as a new father, and the professional responsibilities that they have. So how can.
So, sorry, Harsha, to
Yes.
interrupt you. So, that means we are going to conclude that motherhood does impact career because of lack of societal support. Are we going to say this? Because I am going to say this.
So I mean, yes, I mean, see, not just, so again, with them coming, I would say it's not just the organization. Like I said, it has to start from home. As a society,
Yes.
as a family, it has to be a collective effort towards the
Yes.
well-being of a new mother.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry. Yeah.
It is
Our
a
Absolutely.
very
family.
controversial question. I agree to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's a very controversial question. But then, yeah, we actually want, definitely every word that you said, Harsha, is perfectly right. Okay. Do you agree that motherhood impacts a woman's career? Yes or no?
It does, it does. And, it is also very subjective. Some are, so for example, I was also reading these stats wherein it was mentioned, and I'm talking about 2021, where out of three new mothers, it is 1:3 ratio, one out of three mothers decided to stop, to resign, or, just become a stay at home mother. What could be the reason? Of course, it's again a very subjective decision, it's a personal decision, and we have to respect that. Most of them may have just decided that, okay, I just want to pay more attention to my child and be with him or her more in the growing years. We can assume that some percentage from that again decides to resign because they are not receiving the kind of support that they need to really get back on their career track, be it from family, be it from the organization. Maybe they're not feeling welcoming enough in the organization. Maybe the
Definitely.
family is not is saying, oh, now you're a new mom, how will you manage all of this, bachche ko kaun dekhega, career is not everything. There are such kind of questions. Are you really planning to get back to the job? So one out of three new mothers, if they decide to become a stay at home mom, this means we really need to do something around this. This is, it's a big number.
Yes. Yeah, actually, yes. So it does affect the career. It's we cannot say it's a full stop, but
Yes,
there is a pause. There
absolutely.
is a pause for, yes, there is a pause. Yes, whatever may be the support system, we are not blaming anyone. It could be either the family or the organization or the society, but
Absolutely.
there is some lack of support for which there is a pause in a woman's career for sure,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so before we proceed to the next question, I just want to share a story, okay? We are talking about organizations. I'll not mention any organization name. We are talking about organizations, planning for, they have plans for getting new mothers. After a break, we are going to hire you. But the package and the job offer, what they give, it does not do any justice, okay? Even I was offered. So yeah, so what they expect is they say that working they the idea what they give is working from home. Mothers can work from home and also earn money. But what they are expecting you to do in that particular description, for example, is 14 hours you have to be logged in. They just tell you that we have the flexibility to for mothers to work from home, but the pay scale what they are offering you is very less.
Right.
So this is what happens. Many mothers feel the urge of getting back to the career as soon as possible after a break, and they jump into these things and they are on a lower scale. Okay, again it's like you're struggling hard to come up the
Yeah.
scale. So this struggle is always there.
Yes.
That is again, I think, a very broad topic to discuss.
Yeah.
So let's, yeah, so our next question was, now we agree that there will be a pause after motherhood. So how
We
do we
cannot,
plan the
sorry to
maternity?
interrupt you here, Vidya. We cannot really conclude that there will be a pause after motherhood. Okay. What we are saying here,
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, okay, both of you. What
No,
we are
no,
saying
that's
here is that definitely, like, if you are a career oriented woman, you have a career, you were working, and then you decide to have a child, you have a child already. Now, this is definitely going to impact your career. Okay. It is impacting the
yeah,
woman's career more than a man's career because, we are kind of still stuck in our conventional roles. Okay, a woman
right,
is like assumed as Harsha just mentioned that one out of three women, okay, decide to quit their job or downgrade their responsibilities in order to take care of the children. Why are women thinking this and why are men not thinking this? That same study, Harsha, I think even I had gone through that, the penalty of motherhood. It
Yeah.
says that for
yeah,
every child a woman has, her pay scale is reduced by some 4% or something,
So there is,
whereas for every child a man has, his pay scale is increased by 6%. So there is an inverse relationship over here. It clearly states what we can interpret, not clearly states, but what we can interpret through this is that even organizations and big corporations are assuming women and men to be in their gender based roles, which have been decided by the society from centuries ago, and we are continuing in that pattern. Okay,
Yes.
so instead of saying that we are taking a pause or anything, it's like, it is affecting a woman's career. Motherhood does
Yeah.
affect a woman's career due to n number of reasons. Now,
Yes.
how to minimize that impact is with all the solutions that Harsha just provided. Okay, she needs better
Right.
understanding from her spouse. You need to plan out things properly. You need to have a proper support system in place. You need an understanding family. These are all the different things which at a first
Yes.
level you can do. At an organization level, it's a completely different thing, which is really not under the control of one single woman. But definitely, as we are talking, okay, there is no solution as such right now in place, but we can definitely start having these kind of conversations, talk more about it, so that more and more women are aware. This collective voice is heard by the society or by the different organizations at, like, at a higher level.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think this answers the question. There is a question, Nilufer, for us. What is the name? Sorry. What is the motto of this? I think I'm assuming they are asking about this discussion. I'm not sure. What is the motto of this? So I hope it is clear that this is what we are. This is our motto. I mean, not motto. This is the outcome of our conversation, today's conversation, to create more awareness regarding the career of motherhood. Okay. Yeah. Coming to our next question, Harsha. How can we plan our maternity leave? How early should we plan, and how early should, a new mother tell at her organization that this is what her plan is?
Yeah. So it's a great question, Vidya. And generally, what happens is, even from my experience, I think the first and the foremost thing that we should do is that, once you're pregnant, you must find the right time to inform your boss and your colleagues and your clients so that they're aware. I also
Hmm.
know of so many, employees who inform their clients or counterparts at a very last stage, okay, and what does,
Hmm.
that does again show it is a little unprofessional. Why? Because then, of course, many mothers, they don't, expecting moms, they don't want to inform people in advance, and they think that, okay, I'll do it right before I start on my maternity leave or something like that. But then you don't
Hmm.
understand or realize the kind of impact that it can leave on the relationship that you have built through years with your colleagues or
Hmm.
with your clients. What is there to hide if
Right.
you're pregnant? If you're pregnant, and if you plan everything well in advance, you can absolutely go on your maternity, feeling confident that, okay, I have wrapped up my work, now I need not think about it, and everybody is well informed. So I think this is
Hmm.
first and the foremost thing that they should do, is really inform everyone on time that, okay, they're expecting, and so that they can sit down and write down their priorities together, close things, and really wrap up everything before a person is going on maternity leave. Now, when to go on maternity leave? Again, this is a very subjective question. That we also know there are everybody's body, all expecting mothers' bodies, they behave differently, semester wise. Someone needs to be in bed rest, and it is absolutely how the doctor advises you. If you're healthy, if everything is fine, you can actually go on and work until the day of your delivery. You don't know that, until the end of your due date, and that is how I was working. But then, for some,
Yeah. Nilufer too.
exactly, but for some it could get a little complicated. Their body is not supporting the biological system that they're going through, and it is absolutely fine to go on maternity leave maybe from 7th month or 8th month. It's just that don't make it an abrupt plan. Ensure that all your
Hmm.
counterparts, everybody's informed, and you have planned things well. Again, second most important thing, when you're going on maternity, is that your financial planning should be in place. Of course,
Hmm.
maternity leave is a paid leave, but that does not
Yes.
mean that you are taking things for granted. You need to know, how is my current financial situation? After you deliver, you have an addition in a family member. And when we talk about men and women walking shoulder to shoulder. It should come financially as well. So you should have a good financial planning done as well, while you're going on before you go on your maternity. That makes you feel even more confident and settled, as a new mother. You don't feel surprised that, oh my god, where is my salary going or what is happening, as long as your financial planning is in place. Next, when again you are going on maternity, or you should ensure that you are still aware of all the latest trends. You know what is happening in your organization. You can't just shut down and think that, okay, I'll come back after 6 months and pick this up. So you have to be in constant touch. Ensure that you are aware about what's happening. Of course, that doesn't mean checking your emails daily, but at least see what's happening at your own time, at your own convenient time. That just helps your colleague or even your clients know that, okay, you're still interested, and maintain that relationship.
Mm.
Don't just shut off completely. And
Okay.
again, another point, and I know few of my friends have faced it. You need to know your rights well. When it comes to maternity leave,
Mm.
different organizations have, at least the big ones, I would say, they know there is no discussion around
Mm.
maternity leave. But I am also aware of few of my friends who were denied being paid during maternity leave, or who were there were negotiations around, we can't give you 6 months of paid leave, we'll only give you 4 months of paid leave. Again, if you know the
Mm.
rights, if you know that there is, you legally you are entitled to
Mm.
get 6 months of paid leave, there is no discussion around that. It's not an open
Right.
discussion. So you need to know your rights, be well informed. It is very important. So yes, such kind of things will really help you prepare for the maternity leave.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And you have covered really very important points, Harsha.
Thank you.
And coming back to maternity leave. So 6 months is what we are given. Now, if a mother is planning to extend her maternity leave, yes, how long she can extend depends on her designation and the organization. But can is she okay? Should she think of extending the maternity leave?
Again, this is very subjective. Some mothers, they feel within 6 months, they feel that, okay, I'm ready to bounce back, and I have all the kind of support that is needed. So, and how well you are prepared to get back to work will define if you really can get back to work, or you need that extension. If you feel that you're
Mm.
not prepared, you need some more time, which is absolutely fine. Because again, in postpartum, there are so many changes that a mother goes through. It's not just about having a child care or having the family support. Even mentally, there are mothers, even after 6 months, they are still under postpartum depression. They are still not mentally fit. They need that kind of time and space and healing, both mental and physical healing, to get back to feel like their normal selves. And it is no crime to ask for an
Mm.
extension for maternity leave. You can absolutely go ahead, which is what I did. After 6 months of my maternity leave, I just felt I was not ready yet. I was just feeling that I still need some more time, and I did take some extension. Again, all of this is organization dependent, your role dependent, and you have to talk this out. You can't just go again a day before to the HR team saying that, okay, I'm not ready, I want to extend my maternity leave. All of this has to be well planned, so that even the organization
Mm.
knows your plan, the colleagues are informed, your projects are not impacted. There are so many dependencies, if whether you're joining today or no. So ensure, if everything is well planned, you can absolutely go ahead with for an extension, and always decide to return back to work once you feel ready.
Right.
Right. Nilüfer, you want to ask something? You have
Um,
anything in mind?
no, Vidya. Yeah, I think Harsha pretty much covered everything and to the point. That's what it's a very personal question. Okay, it's a very personal decision you have to make whether you want to join back to your work in 6 months or you want to take an extended leave. Definitely, like as per our legal system, we are entitled for 6 months of maternity leave, which nobody can deny you. But then, at a personal level, you have to take that call by yourself. There are other governments in the world who even give you a paid maternity leave of up to 2 years. there are such countries in the world. But then again, we are living in India and we have to follow the law that is there in India. If you're ready, you get back to your work. If you're not, definitely extend it. And even when I say you're ready, you cannot be ready to leave the even if I'm thinking or talking about working till the last day of your before delivering your baby. Even then, if your baby is 6 months old, you cannot just leave your baby at home and walk off to work, or you cannot leave your baby on the bed and sit on in the on the laptop and start working from home. You actually have to plan your support system very well. Okay, you have to have a proper system in place. Who is going to take care of the baby? Well defined roles within your family, or if you're hiding some external help, that also should be properly arranged, and everything needs to be in place before you actually get back to work, because you need to be mentally present in your work in order to work. You cannot have your mind with your baby and then you're physically present at work. So as Harsha already mentioned, you need to plan. So plan, 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 plan. This is the basic building block of continuing your career after becoming a mother.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And our next topic is breastfeeding, working mothers and breastfeeding. So, how do lactating mothers, how can, they manage? Yes, I mean, not everyone wants to, use breast pump, but yes, I think as our discussions have been there, we need to plan even this. But yes, we would love to hear from you.
Yeah. So basically, how can organizations support breastfeeding mothers, once they've returned to work? Uh, See, I think firstly, we all know the benefits of breastfeeding, which is encouraged by default everywhere, So there is no reason that an organization would assume that if there is a new mother who's coming on board or is returning, is not breastfeeding her child. So
Right.
now it's a fact, that if even if a mother is returning to work after her maternity, which is 6 months is over, she is continuing with her breastfeeding. Now if she is at work for 9 to 10 hours, how is she feeding her child? So I think this is
Yeah.
very basic. And are organizations doing enough around this? No,
Nothing
absolutely
is
not.
being done.
Yeah.
Nothing is being done. There were few answers which we received to some of the stories we posted regarding this question, and there was, I think, one person who said that they have some kind of nursing station, right, Vidya?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
just one response that we received. But yeah,
And
as far as I am aware, as far as I
and not in India. And not in India.
okay, she was not in India. Okay, okay.
See, now we have our answer. So I think
Yeah.
firstly, I mean, at least, in big organizations, we have, when it comes to infrastructure, and I'm talking about 1,000+ employees. I'm talking about, companies who has latest of the latest food in the canteen spaces. They have recreational areas. They have pool areas. They have me time areas where you can just sit and read books because you want to think about some project or whatever. Why don't we have like a personal space for a new mom wherein if she wants she can go and pump, and this way she will feel that she is being supported by the organization, and she will feel welcoming as a new mother. Doesn't need to worry that, okay, if I go to office, where will I pump? I can't be standing in the washroom and doing that. It's unhygienic. I know many mothers, they do that, but it's an unfortunate
Yeah.
situation, but that is the reality, wherein all
Yes.
the pumping parts are kept on the basin and they're pumping because there is no other personal space provided by the
Yes.
organization. All that we are asking for is one room out of the entire space that you have. Just provide it to the new mothers, where they can just pump or do some other kind of activity, and just feel that the organization is supporting. They'll feel more ready to come back to work. Is as simple as that. It's such kind
This
of.
is
Yeah.
such an important thing, Harsha. I never faced it personally because after my baby was born, we were in lockdown. Okay, so I never happened to go to office after I joined back my work after my maternity leave. So I never really happened to do that. But then this is something so serious, you know. I never thought about it earlier because I was not a mother and I was not really having that mindset. But I'm now thinking about the women who, who actually had to pump.
It's
It's a
difficult.
sad situation.
Yes,
Pumping breast milk in a washroom. It's really sad. I really
exactly.
don't know. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
even imagine. I can't even get started. Get started thinking about it.
Absolutely. So providing private rooms to such kind of new mothers, also, as an organization, how can you show support? These are small, small things, give them some lactation consultation, have some tie-ups. So many organizations, they have tie-ups with gyms and all of these other activities because they want to have that work-life balance for the employees. What about work-life balance for the new mothers? Have some kind of
Exactly.
tie-ups for, new maternal breastfeeding products. Give me some tie-ups for my new maternity products that I need as a new mother. I mean, these are small small gestures, but as a new mother, if my organization is doing these things, trust me, I'm the happiest employee in my company.
Exactly.
Well said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I feel, see, yeah, good. There are programs, who help, I mean, who support new mothers coming after a break. But if a new mother does not want to take a break, they should support them as well. And it's just one room,
Yes,
they can accommodate. Yeah.
absolutely.
So this is high time actually. The organizations, have to give a thought. But yes, I hope, our voices are heard.
Absolutely.
Many people, yeah. Yeah, our next question is, yeah, I think we already covered that question, but still I would like to ask that question, okay? See, though organizations are telling that the ratio, men and women have to be equal, we are going to give them equal opportunities in our organization, but the leadership team is hardly having any women. We can see that clearly. So how can corporates, incorporate some rules, I mean, change their policies or include some policies that can help more and more women continue their career?
Yeah.
I, yeah,
I, there are so many things around this, Vidya, and it rolls back to our discussion from where we started. It's
yes,
about, like, me and my husband, we were having this discussion this morning, and we share a lot even about our career and ambition and what is happening and the latest trends and all of this. So he was telling me, imagine, a man and a woman employee, a male and a female employee, they have been working in the organization, they joined together, they at the same level, they have been working in the same organization, they have been receiving the same promotions, but just because the female employee becomes pregnant, she loses on those 9 months. And it's not just those 9 months, again, the maternity and the added months, which takes some time to get back. So while she was doing all of this, the her male counterpart is already a year or 2 years ahead of her. He may have received multiple promotions in this time, and now she comes
yes.
back to her male counterpart already 2 steps ahead of her. So as an all,
Sorry, I can feel Nilufar.
yes.
Yeah, why, why? I just wanted to tell that, Harsha, this male counterpart of mine was
Yes.
my husband only,
Okay.
actually, because, we have been working together. We started our career together, okay? We were in the same organization when I got pregnant, and I took off, and he continued, and I could see that gap.
Yeah.
I was, as you said, we were walking together. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not comparing, but I was like, committed to my work. I was like, the person in the office. Like I could proudly say, and I can proudly say that, there was nothing that, my male counterparts were doing that I was not doing. So this was the situation. Okay, leave everybody else. I could see that difference between my husband's and my pay scale after I got back to work. After my maternity leave. So whatever you are saying, it actually hit me directly. Okay, so I can completely relate to it.
Yes. So see, I mean, there is a decline in the pay scale, there is a decline in the earning, And this again, when we are on those maternity leave, okay, is a 6 months paid leave, but when the yearly appraisal happens, just because I was on maternity leave, I am again given
Not
like an
considered it.
average rating pro rata. They say, these are all words, pro rata basis, okay. But then what about all
Promotions,
the excellent
high,
performances and
promotions, high,
the
every single thing gets affected because you were on maternity
Mm.
leave. You
yes,
know, I'm not blaming any one particular person or even an organization, because this is the entire system. Okay,
yes,
you cannot really go ahead and blame an organization. The organization in which I worked in was awesome. Okay, I loved my workplace. I loved my managers. I loved almost all my colleagues. In fact, why almost? I loved all my colleagues. Like, it was a perfect place for me. My happy place. I would look forward to going to office every Monday. It was that kind of a place. But then these things that are in place, it's not about one person or one organization. It's the entire society that is failing the woman after she becomes a mother. And the basic thing which society is failing to recognize is that a woman chooses to give birth to a child, to get pregnant, is because a man cannot. Okay, it's just the biological thing. Okay, if a man and woman decide to have a baby, it's the woman who grows the baby inside her belly, because man cannot do that. Okay, and I feel it's a power. It's not something like
yes. So
it should
why
be
this
put
motherhood
down for.
penalty?
That why the hell is she suffering at her workplace? Her career is like, everything is at stake. She undergoes so many changes physically in her body. She undergoes so many mental changes. She's dealing with so many things. And when she's back at her workplace, she sees that, she is where she left, and all the other people who were with her are way ahead than her. So this is not welcoming. This is definitely not welcoming for the woman.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, we used to have. I just remembered something, okay, when you both were talking. We used to have these leadership sessions where female directors, who are in the lead positions, I mean, director positions and above them, would come and give us, let us, tell us, share their success story with us. And everyone has a struggle, okay? Everybody struggled after their motherhood. After motherhood, they said no, it took I had to really struggle because I had to cope up. My promotions were, held. Everyone, I hope, our system changes in such a way that we don't say that because of motherhood performance is what matters there, right? Not motherhood should not matter,
Yeah.
because as Nilufer said, it's our biology. We cannot change this. Women are, they can only reproduce. I mean, yes, it takes two people, but still, only women can get pregnant and birth a child. So this should not be the reason, holding somebody's promotion, or holding somebody's pay hike or something. Definitely not this.
Absolutely.
Not motherhood.
So all that I can say is that, of course, again, everything that we are saying, we're not generalizing. There are many companies who are
Yes.
very supportive. There are so many companies who are adding policies, who are running programs
Yes.
around parenting, who are running, who really want women in leadership positions. They are doing all kind of diversity and inclusion programs, who are trying to reduce the men is to women ratio. So many things. Of course, now the corporate in itself, they are very welcoming. There is awareness. It's just that it's been over so many years that it won't this change will not come overnight. This will take some
Exactly.
time. The more we talk about it, the better, because then, it's just that, we need to share our own stories. It's very subjective. So few mothers, they are happily, stay at home. They are taking care of their babies. Few mothers, they are act very ambitious. They want to go out there in the world, get back to their corporate life. They want that kind of a support from their family, from their organizations that they are working with. And again, organizations, when they celebrate a female employee's good performance or a good project delivery, because it's a big milestone in their career, when it comes to their personal milestones, which is like things like becoming pregnant or getting married, I think these companies, if they start celebrating such kind of personal milestones as well in a women's employee, that is when, I feel everybody is going to excel in their career and really do well, is what I
That's
feel.
yeah, that's a nice point, Harsha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we are almost at the end of our session, but if you would like to give some tips, you know, just as a summary,
Yeah.
like how they can plan.
Right. So again, a few things. I also know, because I have this page, there are so many new young mothers, I wouldn't say we are old, but like, these new age moms who pinged me saying that, Harsha, I'm pregnant, I'm expecting, and, I'm so worried. How will my career be after this? Or, things like this. And then there are these married women who are delaying their pregnancy because they know that this is going to have a direct impact on their career or things
Right,
like that. So all of this, of course, like I said, society is not going to change overnight. Companies are not going to like immediately include policies for new mothers, but what can you do? At least, individually start planning out things. I would say don't delay
right,
things, just because you feel that there's going to be a direct impact on your career. You can beautifully excel in both the journeys of your life if you plan it well. Things like, once you have become a mother, know what are your ambitions, what do you want to achieve, do you really want to get back to your corporate life? There are so many who change their career after becoming a mother. They prefer to become like a freelancer, or they start some business of their own. There are so many options online, it's immense. So it's not just about, as long as you feel you have your identity intact, as long as you feel fulfilled, as long as you feel that you are still achieving things in your life, it is absolutely okay. But just plan things well. If you need help, ask for help, ask your partner, ask your family that, what, I'm really struggling here, I need
mm,
help, I need your support. And when it comes to child care, ensure that your child is being taken care of. Of course, motherhood, as a mother, you are going to be the primary provider for everything, but don't take that sole responsibility. It takes a
right,
village to raise a child. There's a reason why there is this saying. So don't take that
right,
as a sole responsibility. And it is absolutely fine if you're not perfect in everything or excelling in everything. That is not the goal here, to be perfect. As long as you're happy doing a balance, permutation and combination in all areas of your life, as long as you're enjoying this whole process, you are a happy mom, and just carry on with your, day-to-day lives and everything.
Yeah.
yes,
Thank you.
You said it so wonderfully, beautifully, and simply, Harsha. This was
Oh my
like,
god.
the best thing I heard. It was
Thank you
it was
so much.
lovely. Really, you put it up perfectly. Like, you said
yeah,
don't be perfect, but you put it up perfectly. And yes, you don't need to be perfect, and there's nothing called as a perfect mom, but
Yeah,
there is definitely something called as a happy mother. So be a
exactly.
happy mother. Your child will remember that my mom was like,
right,
happy.
Exactly.
Let your child remember you in that way, not
Yes.
like always
yeah,
struggling, angry, agitated, frustrated. Don't be that kind of a person just in order to achieve something perfectly.
So
You
true.
have
Don't
to
put that
kind of,
pressure on yourself of being perfect
yes,
everywhere. I need a
yes,
perfect house. I need a tidy house. I want my career to be perfect. I want my social life to be perfect. I want my friends. I want my family. Like, all of this is there. These are all parts of your life, but ultimately it is revolving around you. So you have to be at the center. You have to ensure that whatever you need, you are taking care of yourself, and, you listen to yourself. Don't shut down the inner voices. Listen to yourself. When your body tells you please stop, listen to your body. When mentally you feel that I'm tired, I'm burnt out, listen to yourself. Don't shush those inner voices. Listen to yourself and you'll be happy.
I'm also going to listen to myself, Harsha. Today I'm
yeah,
Yes.
going to. It's lovely, the way you put up
yeah,
things. It was just
Thank you
amazing.
so
Like
much.
listening to you, I can actually continue listening to you, and I can keep chatting with you. Okay, it's just like, it's beautiful listening to
Thank you,
you.
yeah,
Nilofer.
Yeah, so I think it was a lovely session,
Thank
and um, I'm so happy to have known you, Harsha. Like, more than
Same
like,
here. I think out of all the live sessions that I've done so far, I can easily say this was my favorite because I could really talk my heart out and I have spoken things from my experience. So it was amazing talking with both of you. Thank you
Thank
so
thank
much.
you so much. It was lovely having you here.
Thank
And I really like, wish we continue talking to each other, keep in touch with each other,
Absolutely.
because, women are the greatest support of women.
We
Okay.
have to create a
If
community.
women stand
Absolutely.
together, there was someone who said that sisterhood, right? Vidya,
Sisterhood.
we
yes.
were on call with Shamla, and Shamla mentioned sisterhood. So this is something that is really valuable. If we keep supporting each other, great things will happen. We should never think of pulling each other down or finding
Absolutely.
mistakes in each other's motherhood, like, the parenting styles, or like, how she's doing. Rather than that, accept and like, appreciate all the efforts put in by each and every woman. I think
Yes.
Harsha just dropped
No,
off.
you know what? There is a
Uh,
sudden
Current
electricity
power cut.
gone. So I'm so sorry, but
It
I'm so
happened.
glad this happened towards the end of the session.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I can feel you, Harsha. Many a times I've faced this.
You know,
Only
in
voice they can hear.
Pune has been weirdly like, when it comes to electricity shortage, something is happening. But I'm so sorry for this. But I'm so glad,
no
and
issue.
that the session is going to end with this. So,
Yeah.
and this
No,
didn't
no.
happen
This
in
is
the
the
middle
first
of the
time.
session. So yeah.
But I get
Yeah.
the feeling, with I get
This
the
is the
feeling.
first time. Yeah, this is the first time someone else has had it. Okay, every time it's me.
See, now I have a torch.
Yeah.
But
Lovely.
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, love. Yes, yes, yes. Thank
Yes.
you for joining
Thank you
us,
so much.
Harsha.
Have a
Thank you
Thank
lovely
you
so
weekend
so
much.
much.
ahead. And yeah, we
Yes,
will
you
keep in
too.
touch. Thank you. Bye.
Yes,
Have a
yes.
weekend. Enjoy
Bye.
Bye.
yourself. Bye.